Welcome to dojo.live, the place where top minds in travel and hospitality check in to share insights and breakthroughs shaping the industry. Brought to you by Encora, your trusted partner for AI, cloud, and data-driven innovation. Enjoy your stay.
Dojo Live, GBTA 2025 here, Denver, Colorado. Cerebri. This is why I don't speak French.
I'll tell you the genesis of the name. Cerebri is Latin for brain, and you need a brain to do AI because it's very difficult to do. And so the natural match, Cerebri, brain,
Cerebri AI here with none other than the CEO, Jean Belanger.
Right.
All right. And see, now we've got Steven's. His is much easier to answer. Steve Harter, CTO. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for being with us today. To get us kind of started, please introduce yourselves and a bit about your core mission.
I'm Jean. I'm a co-founder and CEO. Our core mission was basically to bring AI analytics to enterprise. Enterprise being Fortune 2000 companies, that kind of class of company. We take data and we make magic happen, and we provide insights to customers that they wouldn't be able to access otherwise. And so that's what our mission is. In particular, with regards to managed travel, this is a corporate travel convention,
Right.
and so all of the vendors that are here and the buyers worry about enterprise travel for programs. I think probably $1 million and up, if I had to guess,
Wow.
are all here.
Wow, fantastic. And I think this is kind of leaning into you. My understanding of your core strengths is really about unifying that data across travel, meetings, that whole ecosystem. Can we talk just a little bit about why consolidation is so important right now? How, we can describe this in terms of scale, what the opportunity looks like, maybe some of the challenges still.
Sure. I'm Steve Harter, the Chief Technology Officer at Cerebri. I've been here for about 4 years. I've spent my whole career with large data projects, before the term big data even came around. And data's always been a challenge, right? The amount of data, the correctness of data, and then how to make the data useful for the business group. And that's really the key, is to get clean data that is delivered for business people to make the proper decisions. Yeah. If you give them bad data, you get bad decisions. Give them good data, you get good decisions. It's really simple, but it's complex to do at a large scale or in an industry like travel where the data is so messy.
Messy. That is the word, messy. And there's lots of components, a lot of pieces of interest. I understand that you're focusing a lot on what does this mean? What can we do with this data in terms of spend, CO2 emissions and sustainability, employee satisfaction. There's also a diversity kind of component to it. What are you guys tracking right now? Why is that kind of important? And what are you seeing your clients doing with this data?
But corporate travel is a particularly difficult data set for enterprise to deal with. It's the biggest spend category that the data exists outside of the enterprise. So in other words, we have a travel management company, we have a credit card company, we have an expense vendor. They manage all of the various aspects of travel, but in the end, if you want to look at the data to find out where you've been with regards to spending with a particular airline or a particular hotel chain, it's very difficult to consolidate and to aggregate that data, because before it gets aggregated, it has to be reconciled. Because I can, if I fly to London, I book with TMC.
Okay.
I use my corporate credit card, and I expense it. That means the same dollars or ticket price in each data set. And so in order to use that data, first we have to pull it from the outside vendors, bring it in-house, and then we have to deduplicate all the data. So there's only one ticket price out of the 3 that we take in, et cetera, et cetera. So once we do that, then focus is on the financial performance of the enterprise in terms of their spending. Are they getting value for money? That's number one. And then there's another series of priorities, key performance indicators, how much CO2 emissions you have, uh, how much you spend with one vendor or another. And it's basically enterprise specific. Once they have the data in, reconciled, aggregated globally, global part of the data set problem is really substantial if you're a large enterprise because you have very few travel management companies cover the entire globe. In fact, no one does. So the TMC, whether you're using one of the brand names that are well known here at the show, they usually have affiliates that cover bits and pieces of the geography that they're not necessarily in with their own personnel. So that aggregation and reconciliation across that global basis is a very difficult problem to solve. Once you do that, then insights, you have an enormous amount of insights in order to be able to manage your spending and your other priorities you mentioned. Like
Are you seeing any trends happening in those priorities? I mean, I think this is me going out on a limb here and assuming, but I'm very confident that spend is going to be the number one interest. But what else is up and coming? Is it the sustainability piece? Is it the employee satisfaction piece? Like, what are the enterprise companies you're working with showing most interest in spend aside?
There's a few where spend and how that is allocated. Are they tracking to their budget? Do they have duty of care? Is the well-being of the traveler at the proper level, right? So they don't have people leaving to go work elsewhere. CO2 sustainability, everybody worries about that. We do some unique things where we don't do forward prediction, but we also do a post-trick validation to make sure the prediction was accurate, or if the trick even took place. So in a lot of the tools, they'll do a prediction and they'll never go back to see what really happened. If the trick doesn't take place, then the company paid for that CO2. Yeah.
Wow.
So we do some things like that. It's really, I don't think our job will ever end. So we'll get someone, we'll help them learn about their spend, we'll help them improve their compliance, we'll help them with their CO2 pieces, and then the industry evolves, and we also uncover other problems and challenges they didn't know about because we have all the data.
Awesome. And, going to the clean data, the good data, there's no AI without it, right? And so let's talk about more recently, the big one now, the Gen AI piece. How do you see that changing the way corporate travel is being booked, how it's being managed? What would your advice that you're seeing be for those travel managers, the TMCs, enterprises to prepare in this next kind of 12, 24 months?
One last thing on your business, what the amount of non-spend priorities are important, are inversely related to the profit margins the companies earn. In other words, high profit margin companies tend to worry about more than spend. But as you decrease down to where the margins in products or services are very narrow, that those companies tend to focus a lot on spend. With regards to Gen AI, Gen AI, the first research paper that the Transformer research paper that broke open Gen AI for what you see today was written in 2018.
Okay.
So you can imagine the amount of evolution.
7 years.
Absolutely frightening how fast things are moving. It's unbelievable. So where is Gen AI going to take us? You're going to see a lot of heretofore difficult things to collate, analyze, structure, understand. It's so much easier to bring things together. Imagine you're sitting there trying to write a report, and AI is sitting there willing to help. It has inhaled every word, every sentence on the entire worldwide internet. And you have your brain and your understanding and your experience. You may have deep experience in something specific, and therefore AI can help you, but it's not going to assume what you understand. So Gen AI is totally, utterly transformational. It's going to work. There's actually no question about it. It's going to happen very fast. And if you're doing anything cognitive, anything where you're using your head, you're not hammering stone, but you're using your head to solve problems, uh, you better be using a GenAI today. That's what I tell all the audiences where I give presentations. Don't talk about it. There's no roadmap. Just get a subscription to ChatGPT or Gemini or any of the other models that are available. Use it. Learn how to use it to your benefit. So everybody's worried about their job. No one's going to lose their job to AI. They're going to lose their job to simply know how to use AI. But it is an utterly transformational technology, most transformational the world's ever seen.
Perfect. And not to get too deep into the weeds here, Stephen, but what is it that's setting you apart in your modeling, your approach? Help me out. I'm so bad. I'm like, it's amazing that Cerebri, thank you. It's amazing that I was able to learn Spanish because I am like the worst with tones and pronunciations. But what's kind of setting you apart? How do you strike a balance between complexity, usability?
Sure. So I think one of the unique things is we bring modern technology into the travel space. So in a lot of companies, we have travel experts that they try to learn technology and they're too far behind. So we have modern data science team, 6 PhDs on the team, some of the smartest people I've ever worked with. And what they can do with data, clean data, that's amazing. So we have the ability to clean all of this data and get it ready to be used for AI. We already have a head start. And then we put the best of the best technology folks on those problems. And then we have a front-end system that we developed, completely proprietary, that puts the power of the answers in the user's hands.
Okay.
So it's not where someone can give us their data and within 60 days they get answers versus they have to get the travel knowledge, they have to get the AI knowledge, they have to have the data science team, and they have to have the engineering team to get the data to another spot so they can put it into a BI tool. We're doing that in 60 days.
Wow.
Start to finish.
Wow.
So we have a good head start.
Nice. I love it. And now zooming out a bit, where do you both see the biggest untapped opportunity when it comes to AI, corporate travel over the next few years?
Wonder if we're gonna have the same answer. We might.
Oh wait. Okay, wait. On the count of three, in one word or two or three. Simple. What is it? 1, 2, 3.
That's ramen.
Oh, he did. What? Is it guest travel?
If you're talking specifically about Gen AI, it's going to transform everything. I mean, it's hard to put in words the impact it's going to have. Anytime you have a report, anytime you have a decision, basically AI is a predictor, decision-making engine. Anytime you have to make a decision, you could use some help.
Mm-hmm.
And the decisions you make in your job, as you rise up the organization, the decisions become more and more important. So at the end of the day, how many decisions you make every day is going to have a direct correlation to how valuable AI is going to be. Your job and your performance enabled to meet the company objectives.
And if we talk about it in that aspect, I would take it one step further. Now, Gen AI is in the forefront. It's there, and that's led to agentic AI, where we have the ability for those results from Gen AI or another AI engine to take action on that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just getting the answers and the results; it's having something automatically take those answers and drive those results right away.
Which is what you were leaning into with the guest experience. Is that what you said?
Yeah. There's a lot of pieces there where agentic AI will help with guest travel. Agentic AI will help with disrupted travel. When your flight gets delayed and you're going to misconnect, and what is the best way for you to get home? Agentic AI will be there for how your trip is booked, and it'll go look at your calendar and make sure that your personal life and your professional life don't collide. They're very, very exciting 24 months.
Yes, travel is.
Sorry, folks.
Guest travel is the biggest spend in corporate travel that's outside of the mainstream program. And the reason it's outside of the mainstream program is because you cannot have non-employees have profiles and have access inside the firewall of an enterprise. The security risks are just too great. But imagine every recruit that you have come to the head office, every contractor, every health professional, any and sundry people who are necessary for your company to succeed, but who are not employees of the company. So that spend can be pretty significant, and it has. There's right now it's in a bit of flux as to who's going to manage that. So Gen AI can have a big impact on that because it'll with a workflow that makes sense. You can automate the workflow for the guest travel and put it under as much control as the main corporate travel program is. So this is a very interesting sort of look. And if you look where the money's spent, you generally find problems.
That is the key takeaway. Where is the money spent? That's where you're going to find the problems. I love it. Any other kind of final words of wisdom you guys would like to add today, or kind of to wrap up, if people want to learn more about Cerebri, did I get it?
Right.
Cerebri, yes. Okay. More or less. Where should they go to talk to you guys or find out what you're doing and how you might be able to help?
CerebriAI.com has all of our information, and you can just fill out a little piece there, and we'll be in touch. I think the biggest thing to say is the AI revolution is here. You got to get on board. If you're not using it now, you better start.
All right. Anything else, John?
And I helped start the company in 2016 and knowing you what we were talking about. And we go to companies and people go, why do I need that? If we already have this, we have that. We have a business intelligence team, and in the space of less than 10 years, there isn't a business person on the planet who hasn't heard about AI
Yeah.
and who's not wondering what is AI impact on my job and my enterprise. Is my enterprise where I work going to be able to survive this tremendous change that's flowing through the economy? So it's going to be a very, very interesting next few years.
Absolutely. Thank you all. Thank you so very much for joining me. You're good to go at GBTA. Apologies for my terrible pronunciation.
No.
You all forgive me, but you got it right there. We'll have the website and everything available here on our landing page as well. A pleasure, gentlemen.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your insights.
Thank you.
Thank you.